Okay, guys, I know I promised this earlier. I've been having some serious technical difficulties, but I think I may have them sorted out by now. Anyway, so first things, I do have to apologize about the clicking of the pencil. I will fix that. I just don't have the right adapters to make a microphone for this. Anyway, so last week we talked about central dogma, protein synthesis, how we go from DNA to RNA to protein. So you guys have seen this before. So we're going to talk about mutations today. So mutations are the origin of all genetic variation. Essentially what they are is they're changes in information. So they're changes in DNA or RNA. This is information, which cause the effect of that change in information is changes in stuff. So the example would be we've used this example a bunch of times. If you have a blueprint for a whole building, that would be in the DNA. So the blueprint are here, whole blueprint. And then here would be the blueprints for one floor of a building, electrical. And the idea, and this would be the wiring, the actual wiring. And so if like something happened, like somebody spilled some coffee on it and you couldn't tell where something was, and somebody drew it in a different place, and then you would change the wiring because the floor plan, the plan had changed. Okay, so essentially a change in the DNA is going to impact the change in RNA and going to impact the change in the protein. Okay, so now, given that we've been talking a lot about viruses, this could also be a change in RNA, which causes a change in protein. Okay, so mutation in a virus would change in maybe something about, the spike protein of the coronavirus could be changed by a change in the RNA, which would then change the protein, which would be the spike protein. Okay, so anyway, we're going to go through some of the slides from your text, and we'll discuss them. Okay, so this is a slide that you guys have, and let me see. I'm going to move it a little bit. This is looking at sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia is a single nucleotide substitution. If we look here, we can see that normal DNA at a particular point within the hemoglobin is CTC, and the mutant is going to switch it to an A. This A right here. So switching to that A in the mutant hemoglobin DNA is going to change the RNA, which in turn is going to change this from a glutamine to a valine. And that's going to have a slightly different configuration. It's actually going to change the shape of the hemoglobin. We're actually going to talk about that a little bit later on in the year, but this can have a huge impact. It can cause a disease. Now, a couple things. First of all, mRNA is always read 5' to 3'. So this piece is 5' to 3', which means the template strand of DNA, this is the 3' end of that, and this is the 5' end of it, right, for this one. Likewise, this is also 5', and this is 3', which means that this is 3', and this is 5'. Oops. Okay, now, remember this is also double-stranded, right? So there's 2 strands of this, not just single-stranded. Okay, oops. Let's look at a couple other types. So there are a couple, if we look at DNA, the mutations as a cause, mutation as a cause, and the effect is what actually happens. Can't even spell here. right? So there's two main types of mutations. There's substitutions, and then there are insertions and deletions. And they cause a couple types of the effect could be a couple different types of mutations. So the first type could be called silent, and this has no impact. And the reason that it has no effect is that, let's say that, so this one here is, the silent mutation isn't shown here. This would be, the silent mutation would be something like, so let's say if this C right here was switched, if it was switched to something that, let's say it was a, shoot, I don't have the genetic code right here. Wait a second. I'll check it out. All right, I'm going to check out my genetic code. So glycine is GCCG, GGC. So that's glycine, but GGA is also glycine. So if this was GGA, that would be glycine. It would be a mutation, but it wouldn't cause anything. Okay, so another type of mutation is a missense. And missense causes a switch. So this is a single switch, and so it's going to cause this example right here. This one here, oops, I'm in the wrong color, because this instance here is a missense because it just switches and it makes it's a swap. So it's just a single nucleotide, a single amino acid swapped. So we also have what's called a nonsense mutation. And a nonsense mutation is going to be caused by a stop codon. It's not shown on this one, but if there was one of these where it would, let's say this one went in right here, we swapped this one to a stop codon, right? So then you would have stop, and then it would truncate the amino, it would truncate the, which means to cut the protein. So it would just stop it. It would just be like all bunted off. Okay, and we also have these last two are two called frame shift, and frame shift are the worst. Maybe worse is the wrong thing. It has the biggest impact because it swaps all downstream amino acids. Okay, so that means that everything downstream is swapped. So here we go. We have a deletion where this one here comes out, and so that changes everything downstream. We have an insertion which does the same, and it's important to understand that everything that is not a multiple of 3 will cause a frame shift. Okay, every insertion or deletion that's not a multiple of 3 will cause a frame shift to some extent. If it's a multiple of 3, it will just make, it would just add several, if it's an insertion, it would add a few amino acids, and if it is a deletion, it would remove a few amino acids. But it won't shift everything. So frame shift are the most impactful of the mutations. Okay, so hopefully that will help you guys a little bit. Again, sorry about the pen clicks, and I will talk to you soon.